In the movie, the action takes place in a cold and gray Berlin, divided into east and west. The main characters are the angels Damiel and Cassiel, who watch over people's lives. They are invisible to ordinary mortals and can hear everyone's thoughts, which allows them to see all human suffering and joy. They cannot interfere with events, but their presence brings some sort of comfort to people. Damiel is an angel who, despite his eternal life and serene existence, begins to feel a longing for earthly sensations. He longs to feel warmth, pain, joy, and love like a normal human being. He longs for physical experiences that are inaccessible to angels. From the beginning of the movie, he contemplates what it means to be human, and his inner reflections become more and more significant over the course of the story. The angels travel around the city, observing people and their lives. They visit libraries, where they see people immersed in books, trying to find answers to their questions. They listen to the inner monologues of citizens immersed in their daily concerns. Berlin is shown as a city filled with loneliness and suffering. One of the key moments of the movie is the scene when Damiel and Cassiel watch a little girl who has fallen from a tree, but the angels cannot help her. This emphasizes their helplessness to human suffering. At the same time, a circus is taking place in Berlin and there is a woman named Maran who performs as an aerial gymnast. She performs her routines on a trapeze, soaring high in the air, which visually and metaphorically brings her closer to the angels. However, her life outside the circus arena is full of loneliness and inner emptiness. Maran feels that her career is coming to an end, she does not know where to go next, and she is searching for answers to questions about her place in life. She sinks into melancholy, pondering what life has to offer when the circus will no longer be a part of her existence. One day Damiel sees Maran at her performance at the circus and feels a deep attraction to her. Her grace and vulnerability touch something inside him. He continues to watch her, becoming more and more immersed in her thoughts and experiences. In Maran's thoughts he hears her despair, her questions about the meaning of life, her longing for intimacy and love. These moments fuel Damiel's desire to become human and experience all these emotions for himself. In another scene, Damiel meets an actor named Peter Falk, who, as it turns out, was once an angel but decided to become human. Falk now enjoys all the earthly pleasures and suggests that Damiel try the same. He tells him how amazing it is to feel the warmth of coffee, the smell of cigarette smoke, the feel of rain on his skin. Falk encourages him to decide to become mortal, telling him that it is the only way to fully experience life. Damiel ponders these words and realizes that his life as an angel is meaningless if he cannot fully experience the human experience. At one point, he decides to give up his immortality and becomes human. He falls from heaven to earth, feels the pain of the impact, but it brings him joy, for he has experienced pain for the first time in his life, and therefore something real. Damiel is a man now. He wanders around the city, seeing the world in a new light. He marvels at little things like how cold the air is, how unusual his own body feels, how beautiful the sunset is. He also faces difficulties now that he can't read people's minds, and he has to learn to interpret emotions from their faces and actions. But he is enjoying this new experience. Damiel decides to find Maran, for she is the one who inspired him to make this decision. He arrives at the circus, but finds it empty. The circus has closed and Maran is no longer performing. He continues to search for her around the city, feeling lonely, but this longing is sweet to him, for she is part of human life. He eventually finds her in a bar where live music is playing. Maran sits alone, immersed in her thoughts. Damiel approaches her, they talk, and in that moment there is an instant connection between them. Maran, not knowing who is in front of her, feels that this person is something special. As if they have known each other for a long time, they begin to talk and Maran shares her experiences with him. She talks about how lost she feels after the circus closed, how she doesn't know where to go next or what to do with her life. Damiel listens to her with attention, and his thoughts are occupied with how amazing it is to finally be able to communicate with a person not as an invisible observer, but as a real being. He feels her pain and her passion, and it confirms the rightness of his decision to become immortal. At the end of their conversation, Maran confesses that she feels something special for Damiel, and he reciprocates. They are now connected not only through shared emotions, but also through the love that arises between them. Cassiel, who remains an angel, continues to watch Damiel from heaven. He sees his friend enjoying his newfound human life, but Cassiel himself is still not ready to make the same choice. He realizes that being an angel is both a blessing and a curse, and everyone must decide for themselves what is more important, an immortal existence or a life of emotion and suffering. Damiel and Marian start a new life together, but things are just beginning for them. Their story doesn't stop at the moment they found each other. Now they will have to experience all the joys and complexities of human life. For Damiel it will be a journey of discovery, each day bringing new sensations and emotions, and for Marian it is an opportunity to find the support and meaning she has been missing. The movie shows how immortal beings who observe human lives can be immersed in their sufferings and joys, but cannot truly feel them. Damiel decides to become human and realizes that human life, despite all its hardships and suffering, is full of beautiful moments that are worth experiencing.